Because the fact is, we still need to stop the oil.
Yeah, that's job one, but at the same time, Goldman Sachs and BP are part owners of Nowco that makes Klerks. That's the other reason they're using it. They can make a few bucks. I mean, that's just how it goes.
Well, I think it minimizes, to be honest, I think it minimizes the amount of the damages they would have to pay, because how are you going to prove how much oil it has? But eventually they can approve it.
No, I understand about
lawyers.
I'm talking about the specific dispersant they decided to use.
Right.
They can also make a coin off of it. Dr. Klerks, can you tell us about what that does to our estuaries and the research you guys done at ULL about Klerks?
So the Klerks is a dispersant, and there's some good reasons for using dispersant. It kind of acts like a detergent. It's similar to when you're doing dishes, you have greasy dishes. It helps to mix it with water. So the idea is that if you use the dispersant, you keep it away from floating at the surface, and maybe it's not because you don't see it, but also, of course, things that live at the surface, like seabirds and sea turtles, there's less contact with them. The oil gets dispersed further down, and maybe it floats into the marsh less because it doesn't stay at the surface. But on the other hand, having the Klerks mixed with water makes it more toxic to some organisms. Like all of us, we're mostly water, and if something mixes with water easier, it can also get into the organisms easier. So we did a study at UL with Dr. Nyman and a grad student and myself, looking at the toxicity of Klerks and oil. So actually we made some small marshes in a bottle in the lab, and we had lots of those, about 300 of those. We added oil to some, the dispersant and the oil. Then we let them sit in the lab and look at, over time, how toxic it was to organisms. So at certain times you took some water and the soil out and looked at toxicity to organisms in the water column and organisms in the sediments. And the oil by itself, in a period of 1 to 6 months, it's not toxic anymore. Some of it is broken down, but it becomes less toxic. The dispersant also, in 1 to 6 months, it becomes less toxic, not toxic anymore. But the combination of the oil and the detergent was first for the organisms. So, let's see.
So basically, after 6 months, a worm can't grow. This is a laboratory test. This isn't out there with wind and all this other stuff, but in a beaker or whatever.
It's kind of a worst case scenario, but after 6 months, the mixture of oil and detergent is still toxic to the organisms that we tested. So there may be some advantages to using the detergent, the Klerks, but also it has drawbacks, has negative effects for the survival of the organisms out in the marshes.
Go ahead.
So if I sort of hear what you're saying correctly, what you're saying is that the way I interpret it is if we could get the oil stopped, is the big problem, that in somewhere, I don't know what quantity factor is, but somewhere within, say, 6 months to a year, maybe sort of fix the damage in the ocean, at least. I mean, what's filled will be filled, but the long-term damage to the oil itself may take care of itself just over time.
Yeah, it's going to take time. It's probably going to be more years than months, but it will take care of itself. We have microbes that live in the environment that break down oils. We get what's called biodegradation. So over time, things will take care of the oil there. So it will disappear, but it's going to take time once you get the oil stopped, outflow stopped.
I heard that the Exxon Valdez spill, there were something like 24 species of fish down south, and now, 20 years later, only about 15 or something like that have come back. Is it because it was a smaller area? Like the herring was there, like big industry, and the herring has not come back after 20 years?
Yeah, it's a smaller area there, and of course it's colder than it is here, so the breakdown will be faster, I expect, down here than it was in Alaska. But it was also contained in a smaller area more than in our bigger Gulf of Mexico here.
With regard to the deprivation of oxygen in the water, I know that the oil causes the oxygen levels to reduce. And does the Klerks add to that problem?
It's hard to know how that affects the oxygen. The microbes that are breaking down the oil are using up oxygen. Some of the methane that the bean released also displaces oxygen, so there are various things going on there that contribute to that. It's kind of hard to know how the correction fits into that.
So instead of just being crude, it's this orangey, burnt orange colored stuff. And when it's on the beach in the sun, it starts bubbling. Those microbes start working. And that fume right there is, I mean, it's made several people sick that are working in it, and they're still not wearing respirators.